Andre and the Flow. So glad to have you tonight. How are we sounding out there? Looks like we're maybe peaking a little bit. 1 second. Y'all let me know if you can hear everything okay. I'm so glad to be back with you. What is this? Day 41. Day 41. We've been coming together every night on this muffet of, hey, Adante, good to see you. On this, I call myself Little Miss Muffet, sitting on her tuffet of gratitude and appreciation. I'm so grateful for all of you that are here. Hey, Adante. I got to log in over here on my secondary device so that I can see who's in the space in real time, because someone was like, I was in there the other night, but you didn't say what's up. And I'm like, I didn't know you were there, because I don't watch myself while I'm doing these things. I'm kind of like in the present moment. Ooh. Yeah, so how are you all doing tonight? There's nothing. I don't know what I'm doing here. Oh man. So anyway, yeah, the whole point, all of this, because I'm 1 second. All of this because I'm trying to make sure that I can see the comments in real time, and it's cool. It's really cool. It's fine. So day 41, been here every night, holding space for light and love and abundance. Now is about the time where I'll pick an angel card that will kind of guide our point of attention tonight. I don't know if anybody out there are avid skiers. I love skiing. And the key to skiing is that you have to really point your eyes in the direction of where you want your body to then point your skis. And I almost had a Holy Ghost fit up on the mountain with my last ski instructor. He goes, don't worry about your feet. Don't worry about overanalyzing your body. Just point your eyes and your hands. Point them in the direction of where you want to go, and you will naturally ski there. It changed my whole ski game, if you will. But what it became was a more a metaphor for life. Where we point our attention is where energy flows. Where your attention goes, energy flows. And so we just gather every night to just point our attention to something different than perhaps what we've been pointing it to all day, if that makes sense. And the place where we point our attention on this particular show is towards gratitude and appreciation, not only for the things that we have in our lives, but also for the gifts, more importantly than the things we have in our lives, the gifts of each other, one human to another. So anyway, that's my angle. It's, I could be live streaming about a bunch of stuff that, makes me happy. And just be putting more noise into the interwebs. But this is about an energy exchange. Whoever hops through on whatever given night. This is about you picking up a little love. Oh, like in convenience stores, give a penny, take a penny. That's what it's like here. It's like if you need to drop some coins of love to give, then give those here. If you need to take up some coins of love, then take those up. I just picked the card that's on top there. The card I picked tonight to anchor our time together is harmony. Let's see what the book says. Harmony. Okay. So this is what the card for tonight that we've picked to share in this moment together. The card that was picked was Harmony. I really need to paint my nails. Harmony. Listen to the highest rhythm of all the elements and bring them into concert with your essential nature. Conduct your life accordingly. Okay. I was thinking that card was going to be a little lighter, like a little more like of a fluffier kind of card. It took us right to the roof. It says, listen to the highest rhythm of all the elements and bring them into concert with your essential nature. Conduct your life accordingly. This card basically is like, get your life aligned with all of the highest rhythms of all the elements. I love you too, Betsy. Although you may not have been loving me, you may have been loving the word, the harmony. Either way, it's all love in here. So that fire within you, that water within you, that wind within you. Has anybody online tonight done any of the earth elemental meditations where you go through, what are the earth, wind, water, and fire, right? Are the four elements? Someone fact check me on that. But if you go through the earth elements meditations, whether it's a Buddhist practice or some other spiritual tradition, I'm not sure if there's anything in the Bible about it. Oh, I love you too, Betsy. But I'm not sure if there's anything. Someone let me know if the Bible talks about the earth elementals or the elements. I think they are earth, or this may be Captain Planet that I'm borrowing from, but earth, wind, water, and fire, right? Anyway, all of those elements are alive within us. And when we bring ourselves to a point of attention where we recognize that the fire that's in the earth, like in the lava of the earth, is related to the fire within me, that these are the same chemical reactions that are happening. Once you can pull yourself into that oneness, I mean, it's a good time. I don't stay there all the time, but I see that's what this is talking about. Listen, or what it's pointing to. Who knows what it's talking about? It could mean different things to different people, but what I think it's pointing to, which is a lighter language, is listen to the highest rhythm of all the elements. The element of wind, like listen to the highest rhythm of your respiration, the recycling of air. Yes, heart, go Captain Planet. I see you, Phil. Listen to the highest rhythm. So the wind within you, the air within you, acknowledge that. The fire that's keeping your body and your internal organs warm and keeping everything balanced within a 98.6 or whatever your temperature is. We bless that as well. The earth, the fact that we're made up of the same carbon and elements of the earth, and that back to ashes we will return. We bless this cycle of life, which was the one that I left out. I did fire, air, water. I mean, duh. Even if right now it's wine. So yeah, we listen to the highest rhythm of all the elements and bring them into concert with your essential nature. That's what we were doing. We're just bringing all of those elements, like I am one with Mother Earth. Mother Earth is one with me. I mean, when I just think about the fact I cannot shake these images of these city skylines that no longer have smog in them. Has anybody else seen these pictures of Paris and of LA and of New York even, where you can see the crispness of the skylines because there's no movement. There's a settling of energy. There's a reset. I'm in awe of it. Oh, Betsy says, taking chemistry right now for nursing. Let me tell you, I've had church several times recognizing what God has so clearly shown us through elements and the way they work together. Just saying, I know some of that stuff will get you in your Shandala Bokoso. It will. It's all connected. I won't say who I was talking to tonight because he may not want me to blow his spot, but this is a dear friend that I love. And, all of this is one to me. All of this is one to me. I see Islamic scripture and Judeo-Christian scripture and astrology and earth elementals and the crystals and all. I see all of that. As long as it's not causing harm, I see it all as one big flow of love. And I don't think that makes me vulnerable to anything. I think that if I say that love is my religion, I know that so many of you that are still hanging on and watching tonight, love is also your religion. If love is our religion, then however love flows to us, it could be in a church. It could be in this space right now. And some people can't even get that. The moment that I start speaking this way, it's like la 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 la. They just put their fingers in their ears. They don't want to hear anything but Jesus Christ, the one and only. Whatever helps you sleep at night, buddy. Whatever helps you sleep at night. Whatever brings you peace, that's what it's there for. And so, in the same way that my Buddhist tradition now allows me to enter into a state of peace that passes understanding, so too does whatever path you want to be on. And I love this. It took me 40 days and 40 nights. I'm going to be joking about this for like the rest of my life. And people, you can roll your eyes at me forevermore. But I want to be joking about the fact that like it took me 40 days and 40 nights in order to kind of get out of my mind. It was getting really, really loud in there. I gotta let you know. My mind was getting, it wasn't a dangerous place. But my mind was getting really, really, really foggy. I was just going from from the train to an event, to the gym, to the train, to the house, to the train, to the work, back to the gym, to the train. I was I was in this groove that was working well enough. I was suffering. But I think I told myself that if I just spun my tires long enough or got frustrated enough, that eventually a clear path was going to be made. Is anybody picking up what I'm putting down? What I'm talking about right now is my life before this experience of 41 days to now. And this wasn't a voluntary thing that I did just because I wanted some spiritual awakening. They told my black ass to stay in the house. And so I was forced to do that because of what we're all collectively experiencing with this disease that is in our midst. I would not have taken this 40 days or 41 days on my own. And so I have to admit, since we're in this space of the good report, I'm grateful. I don't like the loss. I don't like the death. I don't like the pain. I don't like the suffering. But I needed. People are confiding this to me in back channels because they don't want to say it out loud to offend people. Where's my phone? I need a prop. Props, team. Like literally, people are in my DMs all the time going, you know what? I hate to say it, But this situation has been like a gift. I needed to slow down. I was going too fast. I was spinning out of control. I'm talking about me. I statements tonight. Very pale hand because of the lights in here. My friend was like, you got it in there lit up like it's Oprah. I was like, you know what? Like, we got love to share. We got to share it with, good lighting, right? Why not? Anyway, people are in my DMs and they are rejoicing about this time of rest. So I know that we're in pain and we're in suffering, and I know that things are falling apart. Everything's crumbling. I'm not even fucking employed. But we are walking through this together. There's no way around it. There's no way under it. There's no way over it. We're going to have to be each other's keeper in order for this to actually work out. But I have promised myself, which is one of the best promises. You can make promises to a lot of people. You can make promises to God. You make promises to a lot of entities and beings and individuals. And I'm not saying this to be disrespectful to anyone's path. I'm just saying that one of the best promises you can keep is one to yourself. That man, that woman, that person, that beautiful being in the mirror, to look at yourself and to say, I'm going to show up in these ways. Betsy says somebody has to be fabulous. Fancy lighting. I know. I want if I did it all over again, I wouldn't do these big lights. They're really huge. They're huge. It's ridiculous in here. Anyway, I promised myself that I would just show up on my tuffet every night in this way for the duration of this crisis. And I'm so grateful for all of you who've come in to hold space for harmony and for peace that passes understanding in our times. And I just want to invite everyone into the last part of our exercise that we do every night before I hop off. Once again, thank you for being here. This is not about my ego. I really could care less about the fanfare. I just really want the hearts of us to emerge from this unbroken. When I say unbroken, I'm not talking about like a lack of brokenness because of the pain and the sadness that's going on in the world right now with all of the death and loss and destruction of systems that we relied on. I'm not talking about unbroken in that way. I think our hearts will be always broken in those ways. But I'm talking about a fortitude of heart, a resolve in knowing, oh, thank you, Sarah, for keeping your promise and showing up. That's what I'm talking about. That fortitude of heart, that promise of, I'm just going to come out here and just sit here and just say gratitude and appreciation is what I need more of in my situation. Because when I start thinking about all of the things that I don't have and the things that are not working out, that's when I start going into the crazy part of town. And I say crazy with compassion. I say crazy with love. I start going to the crazy part of town because I'm focused on what I don't have. But when I take just a moment to just take in the view wherever you are right now. And I know your situation may not be perfect, and I know your situation may not be all that it could be, but I want you to just stop looking at my dusty mug and just take an inventory of what is in your space. My space is so junky. It's been hit by a tornado, and I shouldn't say that because there are people that are also struggling with that. Even more so, look around at all of the blessings. Count your many blessings. Name them one by one. When we look at the blessings in our lives, when we just take a moment to focus on gratitude and appreciating what we have, when we take a moment just to say thank you, and I really could give 2 to 3 shits about who or what you want to thank. The key here is the being thankful. The key here is the showing of appreciation. Love lifted me. Love lifted me. When nothing else could help, love lifted me. I feel so good tonight. And some people have been in my DMs talking about that I looked sad, or I looked like I was down, or I looked like, I don't know what I look like, y'all. I kind of ride the waves of, not in a dangerous way, but I just kind of let my life be. Some days I just show up sad. And other days I recognize deeply and profoundly that love is lifting me in the same way that love is lifting you right now. And this isn't about numbers. I can't even see who you are out there on Facebook and YouTube. I can see the number of people, but I can't see who you are. So I'm not really I'm just talking to the company of love. I know Sarah's here. I know that Betsy's here because they've commented, but this isn't, like I said, this isn't about me, like, this isn't about anything. This isn't about anything beyond the fact that love has the capacity to lift us. And so we hold space for that. May all who are suffering today feel lifted. Every corner of our planet. May everyone who is suffering today feel a little bit lifted, a little more lifted. However you say it, a little lighter. And every night we hold space for love and appreciation, and we just call in all of the love to be present in this space so that all who are suffering can come to the well and just take a little bit of love. It's the only reason why we're here. I think still about people who are hungry in this situation. I think still about people who are in domestically violent situations right now. If ever you believed in a guardian angel, if ever you believed in a source of light, if ever you believed in good, if ever you believed in protection, if ever you rubbed a stone, do it now. Do it now. And I'm not trying to tell, like I said, I've been very, very clear. I've played some Jesus music in here, and I've played some woo-woo music in here, and I can't show up any more stripped down. I'm in a damn bandana and I need to shower. I cannot show up any more stripped than where I am right now, saying that we are in desperate need of more love on this planet. And so if we can just hold a little bit of it right now in our hearts, if we can just hold a little bit of love, bad angle, if we could just hold a little bit of love, for the protection of those who are in dangerous situations, for those of us who are trapped in our minds in dangerous situations, for those of us who are a little tired of being indoors, may we be granted more love, more power, and the capacity for sound mind. Borrowing from our Christian brothers and sisters, may we now have a capacity for more love, more power, and a sound mind. I'm going to borrow from all the traditions for as long as we're together. We've been here for 41 days. I'm going to borrow from all the traditions. Oh, speaking of which, I'm so glad that we were in that path. Sarah, I see you texting me. I'm going to hit you back. Unless that's you coming on the air right now. There's a graphic that Melissa Mack shared on her social media earlier today, and I just want to read it ever so briefly as our last point of concentration, because it really resonated with me, and I think it might resonate with you too. I just gotta blow it up so that I can see it, because, well, I just need to see it. I'm not going to speak badly about myself. So this little snippet here, and I'm going to post it later. Good evening, Kim. Blessings to you as well. More love, more power, and a sound mind to you, friend. This piece right here says, normal human responses to a global pandemic that do not need to be pathologized or treated as abnormal. And so I'm going to read that again. This is a listing of normal human responses to a global pandemic that do not need to be pathologized or treated as abnormal. Okay, hang with me here. The first thing that we don't need to pathologize or treat as abnormal is food and eating challenges and difficulties. If you are out there with a food or eating challenge right now, like myself, eating everything in sight, I feel my tent enlarging. That is not, there's no need for us to pathologize this. We don't need to treat this as abnormal. A resurgence of compulsive or addictive behaviors. You know, this is what happens to us when we're in a global pandemic. Don't cause harm to yourself, but just give yourself a little space. Obsessive and intrusive thoughts, memories, or fear, generalized fear, anxiety, panic, and overwhelm, depression, dissociation, shutdown, freeze, and hopelessness. These are all normal responses. Feelings of abandonment and loneliness and isolation, especially. The only reason why I'm going down this list, guys, is because I know that we've been feeling these things separately and together, and there's no reason. We can call a spade a spade. Anxiety around money, shelter, food, and other survival needs, post-traumas being triggered, activated, or re-experienced, health anxiety heightened about COVID-19 and otherwise, feeling unheard or unseen amidst the flood of stories. There's a wall of stories everywhere. Everybody and their mama is live streaming right now. And I know that there are people who don't feel seen or heard. That's why we are here amidst all of these flood of stories, feeling like existing chronic needs are being ignored. Wow. Thoughts and feelings about death and dying. This is a normal human response to a global pandemic that does not need to be pathologized or treated as abnormal. New and old grief surfacing. I keep telling all of my friends and anyone who will listen, we are all grieving. I've stopped asking people, let me be very clear when I say this. I've stopped being lighthearted when I ask people, how are you? I'll often even say, how are you, all things considered? Because to pretend that any of us are actually okay in this motherfucker, okay. We're embracing gratitude and abundance in this space, but we're not okay. And we're in grief. I'm in a profound state of grief. I've stopped crying for now, because I could start back tomorrow, but the suffering got so deep, beholding all of the pain in the world. It just broke my heart. The 5-year-old little girl that we've talked about on here that died because her parents are first responders and she just passed away. Such sadness. We are grieving. We don't need to pretend like that's not a normal response to a global pandemic. I'm going to get to this list. Feelings of anger, irritation, and frustration. Caring for everyone to your own detriment. Compassion fatigue. That's another normal human response to a global pandemic that doesn't need to be pathologized or treated as abnormal. You're not going to want to go to every Zoom meeting and meet up. It's okay. I set a friend free tonight. He's like, I gotta go to this. Well, he didn't say I gotta go. He goes, he said, I gotta go to this 10:30. I want to get his tone right. So he's like, I want to go to this thing at 10:30 tonight. I was like, but you said that you're not feeling really good in your body. Like, maybe you should not go. And he goes, you know what? Maybe I'll just tell him. Like, we don't have to go to these Zoom meetings if we don't want to. It's okay. Feeling exhausted, fatigued, unmotivated, lethargic. Another human response to a global pandemic that does not need to be pathologized or treated as abnormal. Hyper-focus, surges of energy, keeping doing, like to keep doing and doing and doing to distract yourself. And then also if your immune system is depleted or other illnesses starting or a chronic flare. All of these things are normal human responses to a global pandemic that does not need to be pathologized or treated as abnormal. And then they also said, and if you do need support with any of it, if you need support with any of this list, myself included, that's okay too. You are doing the best that you can. Say it with me. I am doing the best that I can. I'm doing the very best that I can. And even if the best that you can is to take this breath with your brother. That is the best that we can. That is the best that we can. I love you all so much. Thank you for being present in this space. It feels like one of those like yummy drop-in yoga classes without having to break a sweat or bend at all. Just whoever drops in is the energy that we gladly receive. Spirit set me free in this season when Spirit reminded me that my work is not about numbers. My work is about being, and you can pick this up because we're in coronavirus right now. My work is about being an emotional contagion of love and positivity. And it really matters not if that splashes onto one person or 1 million people. Because just like the contagious coronavirus, love and appreciation and holding space for love and appreciation is equally as contagious, if not more. And so I'm so grateful for all of you on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, lovecityarts.org. I'm thankful that you have just come into this space to just hold attention for light and love and gratitude. I'll be here every night at 8:30 of roundabouts. Just keeping the light on for what we know to be true. We know that love is real. Love is our religion. We plug into Christianity and Islam and all of these different faith-based traditions. Hinduism, Buddhism, we all have these different paths to the source, but we're doing the best that we can. And so I'll hold space for all of those spaces that are not causing harm. There's no space on this platform for harm. I take my responsibility to this community very seriously to not cause harm. And so I'll be here every night at 8:30 with you. Not for my ego's sake. I've sung on stages, guys. When Donny Hathaway said I've acted my life out on stages, I know what he's talking about. Not the same stages, perhaps not as big ones, but I know what he's talking about. He says I've acted my life out on stages. Look, guys, I've acted my life out on stages. I hope to continue to act my life out on stages beyond this, but this ain't about that here. Let me be clear. This ain't about the claps. This is about the fact that I need to stay uplifted in this time. And I cannot do it on my own. I need you to survive, as the song says. So thank you for being my lifeline. Thank you for all the energy that you gave tonight. May it be unto you as you gave, because I'm giving that. All my love to you. Have a great night. All right, we'll talk soon. I'll see you tomorrow.